Hey guys, Amy here at Leap of Faith Crafting. Thanks so much for stopping by. So today we are going to do another tumbler tutorial. I am going to be using my WeCreat Vision, and I have a tutorial that I did quite a few months ago when I first got it, but I've been playing around with it more, and so I'm going to show you how to do a full wrap on one of the 40-ounce tumblers and give you some tips and tricks that I've learned. I learned a lot of stuff from the Facebook groups. People that own the machine and do different things. I like to read those comments and then just kind of figure out what works best for me. So I ended up kind of making a new little rotary thing on my WeCreat because I was having problems with the tumblers falling off before, especially if they were big tumblers or really long tumblers. So I will show you what I did so that I didn't have any issues with these big tumblers now. And this one went for an hour and a half and no problems at all. Okay, so these tumblers are kind of fun. They're not Stanley ones. They're much cheaper, and they're not ones that we have to worry about the handles. So we don't even have to take them off because they come like this. They actually come with the lid, and then you can purchase the lid separately. And this lid goes right on top, and then this goes right on here. So you can do either one, and you can get different colored lids and things like that. And I think the whole thing was under $10 for the lid and the 40 ounce. So super inexpensive, and they work really well. So we're gonna jump over to my WeCreat Vision laser machine and show you a few things there before we jump into the software and design this. And I will leave all the links below of all the products I'm using and the files and things like that. So the one thing I will caution you about when doing the full wraps, if you have something that needs to line up exactly on the back side, it's a little bit tricky. I think the wraps that have a little bit of a space going around here and don't have to get right up next to each other are gonna be a little bit easier to use. This one I was about a millimeter or two off on there. So just to keep that in mind. It's hard to see unless I point it out, but it is something that you have to kind of keep in mind when you're doing this. Okay, and make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any more tutorials, and let's get crafting. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what I ended up doing with my WeCreat Vision to keep my tumbler secure while engraving it. Because I had a couple fall off when trying to just attach them at the end. So I saw someone post something about this in some group, and so I'm just going to show you what I did here. Okay, so I ordered these off of Amazon, and I will leave a link below. And actually, how it comes is just like this with this cap around it. So it comes in the box like this. It actually came with a 2-pack. So you just have to push it in to get this ring off. And then what I ended up doing is getting a PVC pipe, and I started with a pretty long one, and I cut it probably 6 times to get it down to realize that it needs to be pretty small. So my inside about a 3/4 one. So it also comes with, if you have a smaller PVC pipe, it does come with this wrap that you can put on it to make it fit a little bit better, because you want it real snug so it doesn't fall off. So all you need to do is fit the PVC pipe in here, and then if it's a 3/4 one, you don't need that wrap because it fits in snug. And then we're just going to turn this, and so it tightens it really well. Only thing I wish I would have had one on the other side, just because it seems it pushes it over a little bit. Okay, and then what I did with my rotary attachment is I actually used these 3 and put them on so they face the middle. So usually, so the pack comes with all of these ones, and usually you put them on so they sit out here and hold the tumbler. I just put them all 3, and so they met in the middle, and then screwed those in nice and tight. So then when I put the pipe on, the pipe actually fits there and fasten it so it's really tight and it doesn't come off. Okay, so that's how I made this part of it. So I'm just gonna screw this back on. Okay, so then I go ahead and, just like normal, I'm gonna put my thing in here and tighten it. And I'm just gonna, and just make sure you push this down and that this is nice and flat so it's as flush as it can. So then those kind of arms will just push out and hold this really tight. So now this is nice and secure and we'll go. Okay, so with that we are going to try to do this. I will link this below. This is a 40 ounce that actually put the handle up on the top, so we don't have any handles we have to worry about. So we're just gonna squeeze this in a little bit, and you can also untighten it and take the whole thing off if that's easier, and push this in, and so it gets up just kind of right to the top, and it has these little foam things on there. And then we are going to use this on the back end. Okay, so since we're going to try to do a full wrap, I also saw in Facebook groups that people tilt their tumblers so that the laser is kind of in between the two to hopefully get the full wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and raise my bottom part up, and so it is kind of, that bottom one is in the middle of the bubble. Okay, and then you just want to make sure you spin your tumbler just a few times just to make sure that those wheels are underneath it and working well. Okay, and then, actually should have measured it before, but I just wanted to show you, we'll need to measure the circumference, and my top one is 12.5 inches. Just want to make sure I didn't move it too much. Okay, so I'm going to close my lid and we're going to go over to our software. Okay, so now we are over in my software on my laptop. So I have the WeCreat open and I have laser cylindrical selected, and then we're going to go ahead and hit the refresh button. And you can see it is like slightly tilted, and I think, like I said, because of that screw in there, so we will tilt our image just a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to head over to import, and we are going to import our image. Okay, we are going to open this up and you can see it, and it is, okay, just one path, which is what I prefer. If you come in and it's not one path, you can always go up and hit merge and merge everything together. Okay, so it's hard to see on that background, so let's just change the color here to pink just so we can see it. And I do actually need to change. Okay, so I changed my settings to millimeters, and you can do that under settings and millimeter and inches. So I just put in diameter of 100 and then I'm going to go in my material and click on stainless, and then we are going to click on stainless steel blue and confirm. I'm going to hit the 3D preview more because this one is going to go, we will see how it falls actually. I'm going to make it a little tad bit smaller. Just so it fits right within there. Again, hit that 3D preview here, and when it's on here, you can go ahead and drag this around. And now it doesn't quite hit each other, so I'm gonna make that slightly bigger. And we're gonna hit the scale to 314, just because that's what the perimeter is in millimeters. And center it there. Let's see if that works a little bit better. Okay, so now hopefully it is. I'm not going to show that in the image there. Okay, so again, I'm actually going to change my power here. We're going to drop it a little bit and do a power of 90 and a speed of 190. Okay, and we are going to cross our fingers and hope that this turns out well with that kind of the full wrap on there, and see what happens as it goes down. Okay, we're going to hit that start button. And it's going to give me probably a couple warnings here. Yes, continue. Confirm. Okay, it says it's going to take about an hour and a half. So we're going to go ahead and send this to my machine. Okay, so it just finished and it didn't fall off, yay! And we're gonna go clean it off. So actually that got pretty close, probably about 1 millimeter off. So that is one thing with those full wrap tumblers, to get totally seamless. It's probably easier to have something that has a thing that doesn't totally have to line up. But we're gonna go wash this and take a look. Okay, over here at my sink, so I'm gonna rinse it off first. And then we are gonna spray, awesome, spray that is from the Dollar Tree. And use a magic eraser and start going over that. And you can see that that just starts coming off. Looks so cool. Okay, so look how cool that is. And if you have any that doesn't come off, you can always try using rubbing alcohol and getting that off. Okay, so there it is, all done and washed up. So you can see how cool and precise the tumbler gets with the etching. And it's just so pretty. So again, I will link all of these below, the file, the tumblers that I'm using that don't have the handles that you have to worry about, and they're much cheaper, but I will link all that below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more tutorials, and thanks so much for stopping by.